Thanks for being with us here on Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Christina Evans. As I promised, we do want to continue on with our top stories. This next one, though, takes us down to Georgia, showing you this live vantage point that we have overlooking the city of Rome, Georgia. And this has been an area, a district that is now making national headlines as the race to see who will replace former U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene appears to be headed for a runoff. No one quite reached that threshold of 50+1 votes to outright take Georgia's 14th congressional district. And so this free-for-all special election was held just yesterday with a total of 17 candidates. That was actually down from the initial 22 who were vying for the seat. And so now the stage has been set for Republican Clay Fuller and Democrat Shawn Harris to go head-to-head in this runoff election that's going to be taking place on April 7th. And so to talk a lot more about this election, I want to bring in retired Brigadier General Shawn Harris. Shawn, thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now from Fox.
Hey, it's great to be back on your show again.
Let's talk about the results from last night. We had many people around the nation watching as you got roughly 37% of the vote ultimately as it came out in the special election. I first want to get your reaction to that.
Yeah, I would tell you we are very proud of what the team did. We're thankful for all the people that voted for me. You know, we went into this race thinking that with that many people, 17, 18 people who are in it, it's going to be very hard to get to that 50+1%. The reality of it is we wanted to go into it. If we couldn't win it all last night, we wanted to make sure that we got the most votes of any candidate out the gate and establish ourselves as the front runner. With that, we did it. And now today we have already got back out and knocking on doors and making sure we're doing everything we can to win this election on April 7th.
Absolutely. We're showing some reaction as well from your own social media talking about this. They want real leadership focused on them, not the chaos in Washington. Now we head to April 7th. And so when we're talking about the district that you're now vying for this seat in, it's considered to be strongly Republican. I mean, the former Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was known for her Republican values that allowed her to secure the seat in the past. I do have to ask you, going into this next step, what do you plan on doing to try to flip this seat to blue in that district?
Yeah, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. The reality is my message is very clear. I'm focused on the people here in Northwest Georgia. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not tied to a particular party. Mike Fuller, who I'm running against, he says, hey, when I go to Washington, D.C., I want to help President Trump. President Trump came here 2 Thursdays ago, and as you see, it didn't really make much of a difference. At the end of the day, the best thing is for us to do is stay focused. And I will always get Democrat independents. And yes, we are getting Republicans to vote for me.
All right. And so we're looking at this side-by-side vantage point of you and your opponent as we're waiting for these next steps. And you just mentioned President Trump. So for folks out there who may not have seen this statement that he did put out on his social media, he said this: congratulations to Clay Fuller of Georgia's 14th congressional district on getting us such a high percentage of the vote with 12 Republicans running. We want to make the next vote, quote, too big to rig. Clay will make a great congressman. He will never let you down. Of course, I know you're saying here that it's not that the race is over at this point. You still have a message. You mentioned that President Trump, he has his influence in the race. But what else are you looking to do to ensure that this goes your way on April 7th?
Yeah, I have outworked all the candidates across the board. We will go back to all 10 counties, host town halls, and listen directly to the people here in Northwest Georgia. As you know, this war is going on in Iran. The cost of life is just very high here. I just put up gas in my diesel truck the other day, $4.77. People are saying to me, I'm physically here in Rome today. People have said to me today, Shawn, you got to get to D.C. and bring the cost down because we are hurting as everyday people, but we also hurting as farmers because of an inflation that was going on in fertilizer. So with that being said, what we're going to do is continue to work hard. And I am confident that all the people here in Northwest Georgia are going to say, you know what, it's time for a change. Marjorie Taylor Greene has not weighed in this race at all, and I don't think she will.
And so as we're talking about this election moving forward, I also want to take a peek back in the past. You also ran for this seat in 2024. What makes this time around different?
You know what makes this time different? I kind of mentioned it just then. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not in this race. When I ran against Marge, I got to be honest, Marjorie's bigger than life. Clay Fuller's not. And at the end of the day, because I ran last time, my name of Shawn Harris carries more weight in this district. The people know me, they trust me, and they know they can actually see me. Today, I'm right here in my headquarters in Rome. I've been out and about, knocking on doors already, talking to different people, because we're not going to waste not one day. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but I'm, again, focused on the people right here in the district. And I think when you talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, the new Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's more aligned with me than Clay Fuller. We both agree that the war probably should not be happening right now. We also agree that the Epstein files need to be released. And we also agree that health care and insurance is completely out of control. So Marjorie and I agree on some things. We'll see how things are going to play out. But I believe the people as here in Northwest Georgia, not New York, not California, not Washington, D.C., the people in Northwest Georgia are going to say Shawn Harris is the right person to go and represent us. And if I don't do my job, they can fire me come November.
All right, Shawn, we appreciate you for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. Any final thoughts before I let you go, as we are going to be monitoring this race? It has a lot of national importance that's set to happen on April 7th.
My only thing I want to just say, like I said last night, I want to say thank you to all the people here in Northwest Georgia, and I look forward to earning your vote.
All right, we certainly appreciate you for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We'll continue to keep in touch leading up to that election.